Greetings! Mandatory79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a D standard formats, Brandt Gates, Blitz CEO Welstra, D-BT13 build with Blitz Security Chief Herumzie. Alrighty, let's get started. First up, the Ride deck. And now for the Ride deck. For the cards in this Ride deck, we are playing 1. Grade 0, Blitz Mechanic Wharton. 1. Grade 1, Blitz Programmer Strazer. 1. Grade 2, Blitz Technology Researcher Uber. And 1. Grade 3, Blitz CEO Welstra. The Grade 0, Blitz Mechanic Wharton starting unit. Skill Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Wharton, it's the starting unit of this deck. Like any other starting unit in the D standard format, it features the same skill and activation. When written on top of, if you're the second to go in the game, get to draw a card. The Grade 1, Blitz Programmer Strazer. Skill Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, search your deck or hand for up to 1 Grade 1 product card, put it into your order zone, and if you search from your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put from your hand, draw a card. So for Strazer, it's the main Grade 1 to ride this deck with its skill. Just by riding on top of it, you can search your deck or hand for any Grade 1 product and set it into your order zone to make use of in your later game strategy. The Grade 2, Blitz Technology Researcher Uber. Skills, first skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, choose a product card from your order zone and operate it. Activate its operation ability. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, cost, put a product card from your order zone into your drop zone. If the cost is paid, search your deck for or hand for up to 1 Grade 2 product card, put it into your order zone. If you search from your deck, shuffle your deck. If you search from hand, draw a card. So for Uber, it's the main Grade 2 to ride this deck. If its skill is the first skill, just by paying the cost, you can then activate the effect of any product card that's currently active in your order zone to make use of its skill for your later game strategy. And the second skill, just by riding on top of Uber, by paying the cost, you can then deploy any Grade 2 product card from your deck or hand to your order zone to use its skill for your upcoming game strategy. And the Grade 3, Blitz CEO Welstra. Skills, first skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your products in your order zone and operate it. Activate its operate ability. Second skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When one of your products is operated, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Blitz CEO Welstra, it's the main Grade 3 to ride this deck. If its skill is the first skill, simply by attacking with your Vanguard Welstra, you'll then be able to operate any product in your order zone to make use of its skills and effects for your later game strategy. And the second skill, just by operating a product card in your turn, your Vanguard Welstra will then get plus 5,000 power. And the best part is, this second skill is stackable. For the more times you manage to operate your products during the same turn, you can continue to stack power into your Welstra, making him a more powerful front row attacker to help you pressure or finish off your opponent with. And with that, we just about covered the deck's Ride deck. Next, let's get on to the main deck, the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s of this deck, we are playing 3. Grade 1, Detonation Mutant, Bauble Mine. 3. Grade 1, Blitz Assistant, Sortian. 2. Grade 1, Blitz Mechanic, Iskra. 4. Grade 1, Planet Wall Dragon. And 1. Grade 1, Mobile Kennel in Garten. Set order, product. The Grade 1, Detonation Mutant, Bobble Mine. Skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your order zone has set order, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, countercharge 1. So for Bobble Mine, a pretty good card to play in your Brandt Detonation decks with skill. After boosting, as long as the conditions of the skill are met, you can then use Bobble Mine's skill to not only build up your soul for later soul blasting, but to also refund your counter blast for later skills. The Great One, Blitz Assistant Sortian. Skill, auto as a rear guard. When a grade 2 or greater product is put into your order zone, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, countercharge 1. So for Sortian, a support card for the Welstra deck with skill, when a grade 2 or greater product is deployed into your order zone by paying the cost, not only do you get to use Sortian to build up your soul for later soul blast, but you can also refund your counter blast for later skills. The Great One, Blitz Mechanic Iskra. Skill, action as a rear guard. If you did not operate a product this turn, cost, counterblast 1 and rest this unit. If the cost is paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Activate its operate ability. So for Iskra, another support card for the Welstra deck with skill. As long as the conditions of the skill are met and you pay the cost, you can then operate any product in your order zone to make use of its skill for your later game strategy. The Great One, Planet Wall Dragon. Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Auto. When this card is put into the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Planet Wall Dragon, it's a perfect guard for the Brandt Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill in the activation. When used to guard with and discarding 1 card from hand, you can block 1 enemy attack. But he also features an ability unique to all D standard format perfect guards. When used to guard with while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Planet Wall a potential no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. The Great One, set order, product, mobile kennel, and Garten. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Second skill, auto. When this card is put from your hand or order zone into the drop zone during your turn, put this card into the order zone or soul. Third skill, operate auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, call this card as a 10,000 power 1 critical normal unit with boost to an open rearguard circle, and put that unit into the order zone at the end of the turn. So for Ingarten, it's one of the main product cards to be played in your Welstra deck, with skill, the second skill. Whenever you would discard Ingarten from hand or retire it from the order zone, you can instead choose to either return it to the order zone or put it into the soul, thus giving you an other product card to use in your order zone for your upcoming game strategy, or give you another card to soul blast with. And the third skill, when operated, you can then turn your Ingarten into a potential 10,000 point attacker for the front row or a 10,000 point booster for the back row. And of that, we just about covered the deck's Great One lineup. Next, let's get on to the deck's Great 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing 4. Grade 2, Operate Master, Freiheits. And 4. Grade 2, Set Order, Product, Assault Flight Carrier, Lubazol. The Grade 2, Operate Master, Freiheits. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your order zone has a set order, cost, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. If the cost is paid, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as your Vanguard, or up to 1 product card, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you have a Vanguard of Welstra in its card name, choose up to 1 product card from your hand and put it into the order zone. Then second skill, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your Vanguard has Welstra in its card name, cost, Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. So for Freiheits is a support card for the Welstra deck. If its skills, the first skill, just by calling it to the rear guard while the conditions of the skill are met and you pay the cost, you have the chance to search your deck for either a Persona Ride or a product card to help in your later game strategy. And then, if after using this skill you have a Vanguard of Welstra in its card name, you can also select any product card from your hand and place it straight to the order zone, giving you another product card in the order zone whose skill you can make use of later in the game. Then the second skill, when you attack with your rear guard fryheads against the opponent's vanguard, by paying the cost, you can then operate any product card in your order zone to make use of its skill for your upcoming game strategy. The Grade 2, set order, product, Assault Flight Carrier, Lubazol. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put into the order zone. Second skill, auto, when this card is put into the order zone, if you have a Vanguard with Blitz in its card name, draw a card and soul charge 1. Third skill, operate, auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, if it is your main phase, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card from among them, with a grade less than or equal to your Vanguard and call to the rear guard, and shuffle your deck. If it is your battle phase, draw a card. So for Lubazol, it's one of the main product cards to be played in your Welstra deck. With its skills, second skill, just by deploying this card onto your order zone, as long as the conditions of the skill are met, you can then draw more cards and soul charge to build up your soul for later soul blast. And the third skill, by operating this product card, depending on what phase you choose to do it, you can activate one of 2 effects. If you choose to operate Lubazol during the main phase, you have the chance to search your deck for a rear guard who you can make use of as a front row attacker, back row booster, or whose skill you wish to take advantage of later in the game. And if you choose to operate in the battle phase, you can then stock up your hand of more cards. And of that, we just about covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on with the deck's Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck, we are playing 3. Grade 3, Blitz CEO, Welstra. 3. Grade 3, Blitz Security Chief, Herumzie. And 3. Grade 3, set order, product, Mobile Fortress of Obliteration, Freischütz Maximum. The Grade 3, Blitz CEO, Welstra. Since we already explained this card's effects during the ride deck portion of the video, we're just skipping ahead to the next card. The Grade 3, Blitz Security Chief, Herumzie. Skill, auto as a rear guard. When you operate a product, cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost been paid, and this unit gets 10 plus 10,000 power until end of turn. So for Herumzie, it's a support card for the Welstra deck. With its skill, whenever you would operate a product card by paying the cost, you can add power to your Herumzie. And the best part about this skill, it's stackable. If you're able to operate products multiple times in a single turn, and you're able to pay the cost for Herumzie's skill, you can continuously add power to Herumzie, turning him into a very, very powerful front row attacker to either pressure or finish off your opponent's whiff. The Grade 3, set order, product, Mobile Fortress of Obliteration, Freischütz Maximum. Skills, first skill, continuous, you cannot play this card. Second skill, operate, auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And choose one of your opponent's vanguards and it gets power minus 5,000 until end of turn. Then, cost, counterblast 1 and return a rear guard to hand. If the cost been paid, call this card as a 23,000 power 1 critical normal unit to an open rear guard circle. If you called a card, put this unit into the order zone until end of turn. So for Freischütz Maximum, it's one of the main product cards to play in your Welstra deck. With its skill, the second skill, when operated, not only do you get to retire your opponent's rear guards and weaken their vanguard's power, but as long as you can pay the cost, you can then superior call Freischütz Maximum as a powerful front row attacker to either help you pressure or finish off your opponent with. And of that, we just about covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on with the trigger lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 0, Star Dragon, Deity of Infinitude, Elder Ref, over trigger. 4. Grade 0, Patrol Robo, Decker Cop, critical trigger. 3. Grade 0, Chain Light Cluster, critical trigger. 4. Grade 0, Amalurite Connector, draw trigger. 2. Grade 0, Lady Healer of the Quaking World, heal trigger. And 2. Grade 0, Whistling Arrow of Recursion, Abba Fold, heal trigger. The Great Zero, Star Dragon, DD Infinitude, Elder Ref, Over Trigger, Skill, Trigger, Additional Effect, double the power and critical of all of your front row units until end of turn, increase the double as power and critical when activated. So for Elder Ref, it's the Over Trigger for the Brandt Nation. Like any other Over Trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When revealed during a drive check or damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card. But it also features an ability unique to him alone. When revealed during a drive check on your turn, for the remainder of that turn, all of your front row units, Vanguard and Rearguard included, get their power and critical doubled, thus giving you more power and critical to make it easier to potentially pressure or finish off your opponent with. The Great Zero, Patrol Robo, Decker Cup, Critical Trigger, Skill, Auto as a Rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2000 power until end of turn. So for Decker Cup, a powerful critical trigger to play in your Brandt Nation decks with skill after boosting an attack, regardless if the attack hits or not. As long as you don't mind moving Decker Cup from your Rearguard to your soul, not only do you get to build up your soul for later Soul Blast, but you can also give the remaining attackers in your field, Vanguard or Rearguard, a little extra power to work with. The Great Zero, a Melee Connector, Draw Trigger, Skill, continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5000 shield. So for a Melee Connector, a powerful draw trigger to play in your Brandt Nation decks with skill, as long as the conditions of the skill are met when used to guard with, your Melee Connector can serve as a potential 10,000 point shield on its own. The Great Zero, Lady Healer of the Quaking World, Heal Trigger, Skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active this battle to second attack this turn or more. So for Lady Healer of the Quaking World, a powerful heal trigger to play in your Brandt Nation decks with skill. When used to guard with while the conditions of the skill are met, your Lady Healer then can serve as a potential 25,000 point shield on her own. Ideally, Lady Healer is a counter heal best played against opponents who play decks that specialize in having units that attack multiple times, for example, Vanguards or Rearguards. And the Great Zero, Whistling Arrow of Recursion, Alpha Fold, Heal Trigger, Skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. So for Alpha Fold, another powerful heal trigger to play in your Brandt Nation decks with skill. When used to guard with while the conditions of the skill are met, your Alpha Fold then can serve as a potential 25,000 point shield on its own. Ideally, Alpha Fold is a counter heal, best played against opponents who play decks that specialize in increasing their attacking unit's critical, Vanguard, Rearguard by skill or card effect. And at that, we just about covered the deck's trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1 Over Trigger, Elder Ref, 7 Critical Triggers, 4 Draw Triggers, and 4 Heal Triggers. And now, after having just explained the deck's build and card effects, next, let's get on to explain the deck's main playstyle. So for the main playstyle of this deck, first you just ride your ride line normally from grade 0 to 3, make use of a ride line skills to deploy your set orders. Then, by the time you ride to grade 3 Welstra, try to secure at least 1 or 2 operator cards like Freiheits and Iskra, using Freiheit's skill to add Freiheit's maximum. Then, in your front row, try to secure at least 1 Herumzie on the front row. Then on the back row, try to have at least 1 or 2 cards that let you restock your soul, like Sortien or Bubble Mine. Then before the battle phase, you could try to use Iskra's skill, or during the battle phase, make use of Welstra and Freiheit's skills to operate your product cards in the order zone. And every time you operate a product, use Herumzie's skill to Soul Blast and increase its power by 10,000. And for every time you operate, just keep Soul Blasting until you turn your Herumzie into a very powerful front row attacker. So that's the main playstyle of this deck. Ride into grade 3 Welstra, have your set orders ready in the order zone, then have at least Iskra or Freiheits in the rear guard to help you operate your set orders. Have either Sortien or Bubble Mine to stock up your soul. Then, in your front row, Have your Herumzie ready to make use of every time when you operate a product card. Use its skill to power him up further, giving you a very powerful front row attacker to either help you pressure or finish off your opponent's whiff. And with that, we just about covered the deck's main playstyle. And of that, that's just about all the time we have for today. First I want to say is, thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that I say, goodbye and see you all soon.